I thought today we do some handwriting and some letter formation practice. I know some of you struggled with that a little bit in class, and now we've got the time to practice handwriting lots and lots. So when we get back to school, we will be brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few tips and a few tricks. On the website, there is the cursive writing script that we use at Green Trees on a template, but I will try and upload the photo to this video. So one of my little tricks and tips that I start children on sometimes if they struggle a little bit with handwriting is to take 3 colouring pencils and some lined paper. It doesn't matter how spaced out these lines are, not initially to practice on anyway. So what I like to do is I like to colour the top, there's 3 lines. So we colour the top one in blue, then green and then brown. And when I explain this to the children, I explain it to them as though this is the sky area. This is the area where there's the grass, where most of our letters are formed. And then we've got a lower area, which is our soil. So here we keep most of our letter formation for like A, which is a letter that just sits in the green area. Now I also say to the children that this area here, and you can actually colour that a different colour if you want to, that's my sticky line. So we lead in, that's what we call our leading in stroke. We lead in on the sticky line, we go up, we touch the top of the green area, we come down to our sticky line again, we travel up, we go no further than that green area, and then we go into our lead out stroke. This lead out stroke is then attached to the next letter, and you can see from this lead in that that's in the same place. So obviously if you were writing the word all, you would write A, and then that you would not leave your pencil would not leave the paper, and you'd go straight into the L, and then you go straight into the other L, and then you would finish on a lead out stroke. Okay, if we see here this B, we start on our sticky line here and we start with our lead in stroke. We go straight up, and this is called an ascender letter because it ascends upwards. We also have to come down the exact same line that we came up on. What we don't want to see is any gapping here and leading the pen or pencil over here. We need to come all the way down the exact same line that we went up with, and then we go round and a lead out stroke on the bottom again. Ready again, for most letters have this lead in stroke here. There are some that don't, and we'll come on to those. Again, this is a lead in stroke, goes round, we form a curly K really, and then an A, but then we go down towards the soil and we go into the brown area, and we go back to our sticky line here, ready to then lead into another letter if we need one. These letters here are called descenders because they descend downwards into that brown area. G obviously does not have any of the blue area. It only stays within the green section and the brown. So you can practice colouring these in first, and in year 1 we like to colour them in so there's not any white left, so we colour them in really neatly. So you can practice your colouring in skills as well, because this does help with your handwriting. If you can use your handwriting grip, the true handwriting grip, the tri grip, and then always start here on this sticky line. Okay, and I'll upload a photo of the Green Trees script for you, the cursive letters. We then tend to talk about letters in families. So here we have a family, a letter family, and it could be the C first. So we could go up, and that could be our C. Sorry, my pen didn't work there. The other letter that actually goes with the C in that family is an A, because we're already doing our C here, and then we have more practice with the A. And you can see here that I have gone up and down the same stroke with no gapping here. And then from this, there are other letters in that family, because we've gone for our C, our curly cut, and then we've gone up, and we're actually going down that same line again with our lead out stroke. Okay. Another one in this family could be this letter, and you can find these letter families on the Twinkle website. Okay. What we don't want to see is that when we are starting here on our sticky line, we don't want to see any gapping like that here. We don't want to see that at all. We want to be able to start on our sticky line, go all the way up nice and tall and straight. Oh, that didn't happen for me there, but to come all the way down. So you can see that there's no triangle area there. We're trying our hardest to keep that area small there. Now, if the children do this, and they can do it themselves, or you could go through at school, I normally say, oh, that is a really good one, and I'll put a couple of ticks there. Or they can go through that and they can do that themselves. If they've got a sibling there, they can go through those with them. The other thing to do is children at school, to help them with their letter formation, they could let's choose some colours again. So they could actually use their high frequency words and their spelling words, and they could use rainbow writing like this. They could change the colour. This O, as you can see, its lead out is actually on the top line rather than on this line. And if you were then going to do another P, you would then, where you would normally have it on your sticky line here, you might have it there. Okay. So this is called rainbow writing. You could use however many colours. And again, that's one of our words. You can also do building words. So you could take the first letter, and then you could write it again with the second letter, and then you could write it again with the next letter. So you're building up the word as you're going along. This does help a lot with spellings. And if you want any more practice than that, you could always go to a textbook or a storybook, and you can write out with their capital letters and full stops and sentence build using the handwriting. So you can copy out stories, and you can copy out spellings to improve both spelling and handwriting. So after you have used 3 lines in a book for your handwriting, you can then talk to the children about visually breaking this in half. So you could draw a pencil line, and then this does become our normal lined paper that we normally write on as we move into from year 1 into year 2. And so they would have to judge halfway across the line where that green line would finish. So in essence, this would be the green area here, this would be the brown, and then the rest of this would be the blue line above, and that would be how it translates. And actually, when they've had a lot of practice with these bigger letters, when they then choose to do and try and half the line visually themselves, that does become a little bit tricky. So that's really good to practice on too. So here are some families I've jotted down for you, and there are actually some on the Twinkle website, which I think is free to people over this period of time. As I said, you could do the high frequency words and spell those out using rainbow writing or the building of the writing. You can use your spellings. You can use words from books if they struggle with some reading materials. You could use those words. We've also been doing some work on dictionary and thesaurus in year 1. So you can use similar words to those that they find in books and find different meanings for those, or words that sound the same. You could go into homophones. You could see how words are built. So if you had the word all, you could ask the children, if I changed the first letter, what other words could I spell? So we could go ball, and then we could do call, wall. So you can build up words like that. That does help with spelling. Obviously, if you're going to do some sentence building, capital letters need to be as tall as the ascending letters. And if you want any more help or any more tips on letter formation, please email me on the school email address. Okay, I hope that's useful, and you can have quite a lot of practice while school isn't on, and hopefully I'll be able to see that when I come back. Thank you. Bye.